are doing something that is very foreign to me. I've never done it before, so I will be learning with you guys. So we put a test plot by our house for a seed salesman that Travis knows pretty well, Dan, and so now he has a trailer full of the corn that we're doing the test plot on, and he's gonna put it in the chopper and then blow it out on like a blue tarp so it can be like weighed and checked. Honestly, I don't even really know. I will ask Dan afterwards, but here, I'll kind of show you what's going on. So you're just gonna hand feed it in there? That scares me. How do you test it?
I'll be sending this in to carry that layout. Carry that layout to do a moisture test on it.
Okay.
And then develop it.
Interesting. So now he's cleaning it off because he's gonna do the next variety. And then he'll take this tote out of here. I don't want to stand back for a while. They feed the corn. I don't really know what's going on here, but it's interesting. How many varieties do we have? 6?
Next load, stay here and hold those pails up.
No, it's a bad idea. I watched it from that side and I'll come video as it's coming out, but I'm not standing there. Okay, so he's bagging them and then he'll send them off to be tested.
You need to know the moisture to get the accurate actual yield. If it varies, it changes your own actual feed. And you get the sample and see all the tests.
Do you do this every year?
Yeah.
I always see the plot
we
go
do
in,
it.
but not this.
This is the first time we did it like this.
Oh.
Other times we've driven with it alongside the TMR. And chopped,
That's
like,
what I
other
remember
stuff.
doing. That's why I don't know what we're doing. So other years we've chopped and then driven alongside with our TMR and blown it in the TMR and then taken the samples out. So this is different. This kind of methodology isn't apparently super efficient, or I don't know. He just said there's easier ways. So we're flagging down, Grandpa Steve is in the Bobcat over there. We're gonna flag him down and have him come over here with the bucket, and he'll raise the bucket up by the spout here, and then we'll shoot the samples in there and then take them out and test. So switching up the game plan already, I guess. Okay, explain to me what just happened. Like, why did we do that? That was sketchy.
No, it wasn't too bad.
It was sketchy.
No, usually got the weights or the samples from driving alongside with the TMR.
Okay.
And that works too, but he kind of wanted to try this year.
Well, and isn't the TMR in our, or the scale in our TMR messed up?
Yeah, it's been kind of acting up, but he didn't. He thought we had it fixed, but apparently not.
So probably went to work. Okay, so we tested eight varieties?
Like 7, and then 1 was a check. The same, just at the other end of the plot to see, make sure it's like consistent.
So he puts them in those plastic bags, vacuum seals them, and then sends them off to, where do they go?
They're a different place, but I would guess Dairyland Laboratories. Interesting.
Alright. He made a comment about when he was pulling samples, a lot of cobs were on the ground. What causes that?
I don't know. This year, we're noticing that more to this. I don't know if it got some part of the growing stage where whatever's supposed to be more stronger there, I guess, something wasn't quite right.
So there's a lot of cobs on the ground?
Not a lot, but more than most years.
Got it.
And we come through with that. Anytime, if you come through with the chopper and they're on, usually that catches everything, but when he's like cutting the stalk off and moving it, they're just weaker and they fall off. But they're definitely more this year than other years.
And didn't he say furthest on the end? Would there be any reason why the end versus, the wind? Does that have anything to do with it?
He meant end, like the south side, because that would got more sun all year, because that was the stuff right here, which we had the rye. So this corn was way behind, and it was the stuff right along the edge of it. So maybe it was taller all year, that sun was beating on it more, but I don't know, I don't think, it could be the reason, but I don't know. Something just a little different.
So what variety, so what do we usually plant? Like our typical that we put in all of our fields?
Well, BMR for our silage corn. It used to be Microgen. Then the last like 7-8 years, it seems like all the companies have switched names or sold or whatever. But now it's Dairyland Seed is the variety that's when they sold or merged with someone that's like the most similar to the same hybrid as we were planting, apparently. So that's a reason.
So then what were all of our test samples?
I think they're all Dairyland Seed, but just different varieties, different growth dates.
Got it.
Like the stuff we mostly plant is like a 97 day. I guess in that plot there's like 95 day, 97, 103.
I think he said 108.
100, yeah. No, we planted a few bays of 108 that just kind of goes on at the end of this little wetter, greener.
From when we planted to now, do you have any idea how many days it's been? No?
Mm-mm.
Oh. Should a good farmer know that?
Good farmer knows when it's time to go. It's time to go.
Fair enough. Good answer.
Hello again. So today is day 3 of chopping our bunker. So this morning, Sarah showed we did the test plot. Well, Dan did most of the work. He so what he did, he went out and measured, or somebody figured out what 1,000th of an acre was. That's how many stalks he took off the individual hybrids, and he weighed them out on a scale. Then he says you saw we threw it on a through the chopper so you could chop it up and get a sample from it. So that's done. Years past, we've kind of cut out a certain amount of the field, then drove along with the TMR, filled the TMR up, stopped, took a sample, dumped it out, and just kind of this sped it up a lot. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but we're always kind of in a hurry. I think Dan kind of notices that, and it don't bother us at all taking time out to do that. It works out. It's good for us to kind of get an idea what hybrids to select and how stuff is actually doing. But it is nice too to get her hammered out, get it done, so we can start going at the bunker again here. So that's done. So now it's basically wide open until we got her full, and it's getting pretty full already. So I have no idea how many tons or loads we've put on here. I just keep chopping until Dad says if we're good enough for tonight. So last night we quit about, I think it was 9:30. I shut down the chopper. That went and checked on the barn and stuff. And Dad and Dave packed for quite a while. Seems like we can never get it quite packed good enough, but we got a pretty good start on it last night, so we should be able to roll here pretty quick. Dad's eating some breakfast right now. I'm gonna jump in the chopper and start going. Dave should be here fairly soon, I would think. Hopefully Charlie gets here and starts packing. So we're kind of running into a dilemma, a good dilemma. We got decent amount chopped, bunker's pretty full, but there is a lot of corn left that needs to get chopped. You can't see it the greatest from here, but so there's 3 fields. We got a ditch down here that we always call on the other side of the ditch the hillside. There's 3 fields there. There's one on the bottom there, there's one on top of the hill, and there's one back there. That's all chopped. We got a big chunk of this stuff back here chopped. Right here is the test plot, so we can take all that off. This stuff over there, that is where the rye was last year, or the spring. So that stuff's planted about 2 weeks later. And then we got a 30-acre field on the other side of the tree line on Art's land that we opened. I got the headlands off last night, and that is some really impressive corn. That was alfalfa last year. We put chicken manure on it, so the fertility in that ground is really high, and that corn is pretty impressive. There's a lot of tonnage there. And this bunker, we should fill it up by the end of today pretty easily, I think. Basically, we go until we can't go anymore, until we start getting stuck on the pile. We try to get it as big as we possibly can. But even once we get this done, there's still gonna be a lot of corn left. So we're just talking. We're gonna fill up another bag and put it alongside this one we made last week that we're gonna feed for the dry cows and heifers. So we'll make another bag of just BMR silage. We'll feed that up this winter to the milk cows. We'll shut the bunker down for a few weeks or whatever it takes. And that's gonna save on the bunker quite a bit, because we're always pushing it. That bunker just ain't quite big enough for us. We don't get quite enough feeding it, so this should work out really good. And then Dad's feeding the silage we had left over from last year in a bag. That should be done here. You should go through that in a couple weeks, maybe not even that long. Then we'll chop another bag and put it there too once that bag's gone, because that one's on the tar. Or the 9-foot bag is on the tar, but now we got the 10-foot bagger, so we're just kind of talking that it really drops off the tar there, so we're gonna kind of put some dirt in there probably just to level it off. Then we'll see where we're at. I had to get my coffee. So I am not a coffee person. I get asked that a lot. I've actually never had a cup of coffee in my life. I've had a couple sips. I do not like it. I don't like the smell of it. I don't like drinking warm stuff. Maybe iced coffee would be all right, but I don't like the smell of it, so I kind of doubt it. So I just have a good old do, and that's my get me up. So enough talking. Let's go to work. This ain't working, so every load I gotta come out here, just pick that up a little bit to unlatch it. gotta stop every time. I don't know if I'm just not getting power. When I hit the button, it isn't doing anything. So I'm not getting power to it apparently. So it could be a broken wire, or maybe the switch ain't working, but I've been kind of thinking last few loads on what to do. I think I came up with a game plan. So Dad's grabbing me a piece of string right now. We're gonna try to fix this up quick. Alright, moment of truth. It's like fishing. Look at that. Alright, so what I did, hooked a piece of string onto that little latch, and I ran it to the spout. So I just hit the button here to pick up that spout. It pulls that string up, pulls that latch. Pretty simple, but gonna make the rest of this chopping go a lot smoother, a lot quicker until we get it fixed. Ain't dumb if it works. Son of a... Yep, that's right. Alright, well, we're calling her for now. That this corn is pretty wet. And you get that extra moisture on all the leaves and stuff that adds probably 3-4 percentage points. So it's pushing a little too wet. And the pile's getting pretty full, so you have that extra weight on there. Dad doesn't want to get stuck on the pile and we have to pull it out, kind of rip it up. So it's almost supper time. It's like about 4 o'clock, so we'll shut down for a bit. There ain't much coming. There's one little band coming across, and hopefully that sun comes out. It's really windy, so hopefully it just shakes that water off, and we'll get going again here in a little bit, which is all right because I need some fuel anyways. On this field has a little bit of a hill. I'm going the one way, it goes down to 1 bar. I go back the other way, it goes back up to 3-4 bars, so I feel a little better. But I do not want to run out of fuel, else and this thing dies and plugs everything up. And so it's a good thing. Maybe it's a sign that I'm supposed to stop right now. So we'll go get some supper and get that pile packed good, and we finish her off tonight. We'll see how big it's getting here. Clean the head up nice though.
sucks.